Welcome, and thanks for joining me for my first official YouTube video. I am Michael Oleski, a personal trainer and transformational health coach. I guess the best place to start is with some information about myself, essentially my story. And I'll follow this video with others, including my approach to personal training, how I resolve health challenges, and many other health and sports performance related topics. I have been told I'm special. I can't really argue with that. I tend to look at situations from a different perspective, trying to remain open-minded to possibilities, yet skeptical. I found this combination helpful in wading through all the informational contradictions as I attempt to discover what is essentially true about health and life in general. I'm always investigating and asking questions. If I learn something that I thought was true is in fact false, I will admit to it. I will change my beliefs and move forward. And these qualities have led me on the path to where I am now. Self-employed, being useful, and much healthier and happier for it. Since this is important to many, let's get some of my qualifications out of the way. At the time of this recording, I am an FDN practitioner. FDN standing for Functional Diagnostic Nutrition. I'm a certified metabolic typing advisor, a Czech practitioner and holistic lifestyle coach, and also an LDOA student practitioner level 2. So here's my story in abbreviated form. I've had to work hard to get my health to where it is today. My body and mind are balanced and they're functioning at a high level. I can honestly say that I haven't felt this good in quite a while, a long time. And I have to function at a high level. If I don't have the energy, the vitality, and the cognitive awareness to handle my life, how can I assist you in yours? With over 20 years experience in the fitness and health industry, 2010 was a particularly rough year. Everything came to a head. It was that perfect storm of events and occurrences, and my health suffered tremendously. I was exhausted mentally, physically, emotionally. I was moody, easily brought to anger. My body weight was down. I couldn't keep muscle on, much less strength up. I was a mess. I felt awful. My wife, Michelle, is incredible. She put up with my shenanigans. And, while being a mess, I hid it well. I was eating organic, living clean, thought I was doing all the right things, but there was something missing, something going on that was beyond what I could see at that time. And as the universe often does, you get what you need when you're ready. And what I needed was Reed Davis and the FDN course. I don't believe, actually I know I would not be here in this capacity if I had not signed up for that course, December 31st, 2010. I remember that exact moment. Michelle and I were staying at a B&B in Northern Virginia. It was sort of our end of the year recharge the batteries mini vacation. And I came to the realization that something had to change. I couldn't continue down the path I was going. A vacation should be a time to explore, grow, learn, not just an escape from the realities of one's life. It was then that I decided to create a life worth living, and regaining my health was where I started. As part of the FDN approach, I ran functional labs on myself. I discovered a few things. My HPA axis, that's hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis, was compromised. It was dysfunctional, and it was resulting in inadequate stress hormone production. My sex hormones themselves are out of balance with very low testosterone. No wonder I was losing muscle and strength. I was dealing with poor digestion, poor absorption, and a severe dysbiosis. My liver was congested, and I was hoarding heavy metals and toxins. Even better, and not surprisingly, my neurotransmitters were out of balance. No wonder I felt the way I did. Now, one of the first things I allowed myself was rest. I couldn't continue burning the candle at both ends. I took care of existing clients. I spent the rest of the time on myself, learning a holistic form of self-care. It's what I needed. I was able to focus my energy into recovering and healing, and it just snowballed from there. Progress was slow but steady. My health really took a turn for the better when my detox pathways cleared up and I started eliminating heavy metals. My body took advantage of this and this newfound potential and that extra energy I had, and without trying, I gained 20 pounds. I realized is that I've been severely underweight most of, if not really all my life. Currently I'm hovering around a very strong, comfortable 185, 188 pounds. That would be as of winter of 2019. The body's just truly an amazing vehicle. Looking back though, there wasn't one event which caused the downward shift in health. All the mental, emotional stress of running my own business was the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. I now recognize past behavioral tendencies that were not ideal as far back as high school. I began fairly early in life depleting my vital reserves and setting myself up for future health challenges. It wasn't a matter of if, but when and how would it manifest. It was years later that I discovered what I now understand was a significant catalyst for my health challenges. I have a physical aversion to working for others. Let's just say I've worked in a few environments which were out of sync with my core values. And when you become physically ill, just thinking about your job, much less doing it, it's a very strong message that your body is communicating. It just took me too long to recognize it. While I heard my body, I wasn't really listening. I don't mind working with others. I prefer not working for them, or at least I haven't yet found someone that is a good match for my quirks and idiosyncrasies. Ultimately I have no one to blame but myself. Sure, there are genetic health predispositions in my family, but that's just an excuse. While genetics may influence your state of health, they don't determine the end results. It's the environment you live in and lifestyle choices you make within that environment which ultimately determine your state of health. I accepted responsibility. I did what I needed to do and what worked within my system of values. Being healthy is not something you stumble upon. It's something you work for. It is a journey. No one accidentally gets healthy. My body was trying to teach me a lesson for a long time. This time I paid attention. I took it to heart. And the end result so far has been well worth it. It greatly has exceeded my expectations. So now that you know a part of my backstory, you may be wondering why I do what I do as a personal trainer and a health coach. I have two primary motivations. The first one is very personal, and it's to not manifest my family's health history. I don't come from the hardiest of stock. Within my immediate family there exists cancer, cardiovascular disease, heart attack, strokes, high blood pressure, hypothyroidism, unwanted weight issues, and severe chemical sensitivities. But just because it happened to other family members doesn't mean it must or will happen to me. I'm breaking free of their path and I'm blazing my own trail. Now the second reason is a little bigger, greater purpose. And it's ultimately to be useful. This video, those to follow, my business, how I approach life and clients is me attempting to be useful. I'm not sure exactly who originally wrote this, but I agree with it 100%. The greatest thing a man can do is find a way to be useful, to be someone through which others are made better and kept safe, so that when you leave this world, those who know you, and indeed the world at large, is made better because you were alive. I do believe that you will learn at a minimum some beneficial tidbits from my attempts at usefulness. When you do, don't hesitate to contact me. Let me know how you have changed your life. So until next time, have a tremendous and beautiful day, and thanks again for watching.